Hey guys, it's Eric Bigger, and I'm here to bring you mindfulness, spirituality, awareness, healing, and all things evolution of your soul and persona. And today, we're going to talk about creating boundaries. That's right, creating boundaries. The reason creating boundaries is so important is because you need space, you need time, and you also need to check in with your authentic self. Most of my life, probably most of my 20s at least, and before that, I was a people pleaser. That's right, people pleaser. I pleased people because I was afraid to lose people. So I didn't know how to say no. I was the yes man. I did everything I thought a person needed for me to be in their life. You got to be a man of your word. You can't fail people. You got to show up. You got to be the ultimate friend or hero. But hear me out. That's where you fail. You fail in life when you're not clear on your boundaries. You don't understand your purpose in someone's life, and you don't even understand the purpose in your life. You're not authentic. So I'm going to teach you today how to create healthy boundaries with friends, families, and even partners in a way that is healthy, righteous, and respectful of their space and time as well as yours. So let's get into it. So creating boundaries. What does creating a healthy boundary look like? Very simple. It's 7 o'clock in the evening. You had a long day, just got in from work, and you know your friend is having a birthday celebration, and you want to be there, and you think you should show up. So 9 times out of 10, if you're the people pleaser like I was, or you consider yourself a great friend, you go to the party. You show up even when you don't feel your best or you don't have the energy or the time, right? So the best thing to do when you don't feel your best and you're tired and you had a long day, even though you made plans to be there and you told your friend, you have to communicate. So say for instance, the right thing to do in that situation is to communicate that, listen, say your friend name is Maria. Maria, listen, I had a long day at work. Not feeling the best. Would you feel bad or disappointed if I didn't show up? Question mark. Because right now I'm not in a great space to give you the time and energy you deserve on your birthday. Now, one or two things can happen. One, your friend can look at the message and say, okay, you could be flaking on them, you're canceling last minute, or you don't really want to be there, right? Two is, you know what? I respect that. I have compassion for you in this moment. Cool. So in both instances, the friend could be mad, or two can understand. Either or, you created a boundary for yourself, right? To say, look, I don't want to show up today because I don't feel the best. So what happens is 9 times out of 10, Maria might say, sure, I would love for you to be there, but stay at home, get your rest, we'll catch up another time. Or, no problem, I get it, you've been working hard, relax. Boom, right? So what that signals is that, one, you communicated, right? How you felt and how you feel. Two, they understand that. They feel that. Three, they could feel a certain way because you canceled last minute. So this is how we fix that. Instead of texting or calling an hour, 2 hours before the event or party, call earlier in the day, right? Maybe midday when you first feel it, right? Because we already get the intuition and gut feeling that we shouldn't be going somewhere or we don't really feel this way. Communicate earlier. Or when you're making an appointment or making a time to go, check in with yourself and say, is this something I really want to do? And if not, be honest and communicate that and don't do it. The reason it's hard for us to create boundaries around what we don't and do want to do is because we're afraid of being rejected. We're afraid of saying no. We're afraid of making someone else feel bad. But guess what? When you don't create that boundary or you don't speak your truth and be authentic, you feel bad and you feel the pain because you're not being honest with how you're feeling. So that's one scenario. Another boundary you create is you have a friend, let's call her John, Negative John. John always hits you up for advice. He's always calling about drama and toxic behavior or relationships, and he's always just giving you the every time. You know, you're the friend that he can tell anything to. He loves you. You support him unconditionally. He trusts you, whatever. Fair game. That's okay. That's great. The bad thing about that is that in the moment of him constantly hitting you up for advice in these negative situations, when you don't create a boundary, he just walks all over you and all around you, right? Because he feel like he can get away with it because you allowed him to. We get what we tolerate. So after a few times, you gotta learn how to put your friend or partner or person in their place in a healthy way. So this is how you do it. So you see John calling, right? He's ringing in, and you already know it's something negative or something bad, something you don't want to hear about. You already prejudged it. So what you do in this moment is say, "Hey John, how you doing?" You answer the phone, you speak to him, whatever. But in the moment you sense it's going to be something negative, this is what you say. "John, good to hear from you. I hope all is well." Or, "John, how's it going? What's going on?" Once he start telling you what's going on, what's happening, you stop him right there. The first moment you hear something negative, you reverse that negative and turn it into a positive. Say, "John, I would love to talk to you about that, but this is not the time or the place for us to discuss this. And honestly, I don't want to always talk about something negative when I'm talking with you, John, because I love you and I care about you. And there's more to life than just negative conversations or unpleasant discussions about things that bother you. One or two things can happen. He can take it and leave it. He can take it and be frustrated. But what happened? You got your point across. You created a boundary for yourself. Now, if it happens again, he knows what you told him before. Or two, you can hold him accountable again. Or you can say, "Look, anytime we talk, I don't want to talk about anything negative." That's it. So basically, in those two stories with Maria and John, it's okay to cancel, right? On your friend, but communicate that earlier. Check in with how you're feeling. It's very important. Communicate that earlier. Be considerate, right, of their life and how they feel, and also be considerate of yourself. But even still, if you don't feel the need to go, even if it's last minute, you still should create that boundary and say no. Because if you go and show up every time when you're feeling bad and people always know you for showing up, it's going to be an expectation you're going to create that's going to hurt you in the long run. So do not condone that. Be authentic, speak your truth. For the negative, toxic conversations from your friends, family, or whoever, cut it out. Set the boundaries, set the tone. Hey, look, I don't want to talk about that. It's not a great time and space to speak on that. Let's talk about something better. Or, I don't like having these discussions with you. This is not something I want to talk about. Or, I didn't talk about this in the previous. Give them the truth. You got to be authentic with your friends. You got to tell them the truth. Because if you just kind of like give them the pet talk and tell them everything's okay and it's all right and you're not giving them the truth, they're going to keep bringing you the BS. You don't deserve that. You don't need that. So create a healthy boundary. Set the intentions to create healthy boundaries with people that you know will take advantage of your friendship and who you are, and have that authentic conversation with them so they can respect your space, your time, and your peace. And you will be complete. And you'll be and have a better day. So that's it. That's all. I know the stories are kind of long, but hopefully those make sense and those stories help yourself create a healthy boundary for yourself and others. Have a good day. Be safe. Peace and love.